go again.
Welcome to the Puck and Stoner Dad Show with your hosts, Ginger Claus and Dusty. We are now on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Music by Burning Bridges. Subscribe, like.
Hey yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to the very first episode of a post-game live reaction to game number 44 versus Vancouver Canucks. Ginger, buddy, what's your first thoughts on this game, man?
Well, I wasn't expecting much, but I was expecting more. But I was almost expecting the same thing that happened. You never really know what to expect, but all the time you know what to expect because it's the same thing. We're either going to lose to a bottom feeder team just atrociously, beat a bottom feeder team but not good enough, lose to a top team kind of close but retardedly, or beat a top team and it fucking throws everyone off. There was 4 options, and this was a top team, so that narrowed it down to 2 options, and it became option 1. We didn't beat them.
No.
And it was atrocious.
They didn't show up the first 20 minutes. So you can
And they rarely do.
No, you can argue all the fluke goals you want to argue, but it doesn't matter anymore. Like, enough's enough. I get, like, it's a tight game. Like, it became a better game in the second period. It did. They came back, clawed back, scored 3 goals. Willie, got rid of his slump, I guess you want to call it, since he signed the contract. But, like, just once in a while, it just, you want to see this team get up for a game, and this is one of the games you want to see them get up for, and they did in the second period. Show up on time. They had the advantage, man. It's a 4 o'clock start in Vancouver. 4 o'clock start, and they can't still, because the game was catered to when they play on Saturday nights most of the time at 7 o'clock. And they come and they just lay an absolute egg. The coaching, man, the power play looks freaking terrible. Like, I don't know where to start, man. Brody. Want to start with, okay, we look at Brody. Like, look at the fall off of Brody. Right? Like, Brody was unbelievable when we first acquired him. He was unbelievable.
Was he unbelievable, or was he just better than what we were used to, though?
You could be right on that. It could be a bit of both, but at the same time, man, like, I don't know. He's they looked way better defensively last year. Way better. I don't know. Like, who's to blame? Is Shanahan steering the ship right now? Saying, no, get this guy. Is that, like, why him and Dubas didn't, like, get along at the end? Dubas is like, no.
That's what people say. I mean, most of it's hearsay anyway, but I mean, it's like every general manager, it's the same old song and dance, right? I mean, we're not even through a full year yet, but it looks like it's the same old song and dance.
Mm-hmm.
Not much dancing, not even much singing. A lot of fucking what the hell is going on?
Exactly. I don't get it, man. Like, I really don't. Like, I get when you're not, no team is going to go 82-0. but like, just be nice to see on one of these games, right? Like the first place team got give it a 60-minute effort. If you win, you win. If you don't, like, at least you put that full effort in all game, and then you know you can play with this team. Vancouver's the first team in the NHL right now, as we were saying last night on the pod. 1, and then Winnipeg's 3. Like 2 Canadian teams up top right now.
Yeah.
Which
and still, if you ask, it's funny because if you ask, like today, I saw a couple interviews. They were asking, "What Canadian team do you think's got the cup this year?" And people were still saying Edmonton.
Man, it's so hard. It's so hard to count McDavid out.
Oh.
Because McDavid has that power to, take over that game just by himself. That's just the player he is. Edmonton's damn lucky to have him.
Yeah. You like that one? Okay.
I think
if my wife could have been home one night this week, it could have been this night.
Yeah, well, not always the same.
There's that one good?
Yeah. My tweet here, see? Like this. Oh, that's not it. I want this one. Right here. Yeah, my tweet right here. See? Hashtag fire Keith, hashtag fire Shanny. Starting to get some little bit of debates going on there. Stirring some stuff up.
Yeah, because you can't have a different opinion than anyone else, or you're an asshole.
But man, I'm at that point, man. It's Shanny. You've led this whole fucking everything this past 10 years has been on him, man. He makes the decisions. I'm getting a lot more people on this train, man. There's a lot more people jumping on it, and a lot more people saying, like, yeah, you like. I just need another perspective of someone running it, man. Like, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the CEO coming in might make changes.
Well, they got to do something. If it's someone else who comes in and says, we're going to just run it back, then we might as well just fucking start cheering for Seattle or some shit. Like, that is a very, very... That could happen. You could get rid of Shanahan, and the next person comes in and says, I think Shanahan was doing something great. We're going to run it back with the core 4.
Yeah, but man, like, put a perspective of like parenting, say, right? Like, you could tell your kid to do something so many times, do this, do this, do this, do that, right? And you're trying to teach them, and then say, like, your sibling comes and auntie says it, right? My sister comes and says, my sister will be like, oh, like this, and then she'll be like, okay,
yeah,
right?
I get what you mean.
Sometimes it can be that different voice, man, saying it to these guys, but like, I'm still struggling to believe that a Brandon Shanahan ran team, because he is the president, doesn't play like he used to play. He has been successful. He knows how it works in the playoffs. He's been on very successful teams.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to understand it, man.
Well, I've thought this a bit because you see it with, especially people are grilling PK Subban because they're saying, because he's tweeting about the Leafs, and they're saying, oh, you never even won a cup. You don't know what you're talking about. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I saw a fucking play today, man. And it came up and it was like 25 of the worst plays ever in the NHL, and it like he was getting the top. I think it was the top 10. It was a play. He was doing a spinorama in his own zone. Does a spinorama. Just gets by another guy, tries another spinorama, gets caught up, gets the puck stripped off of the player goes in and scores right on Bryce. And it was an overtime game, I'm pretty sure, too. And it was like an overtime or something.
I'll be back, and it'll be quicker this time.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Why not? Here, I'll hear you.
There we go. David Alter tweeted out 5 minutes ago, Sheldon Keefe asked what he can take away from this game. Said 0 points. Well, no fucking shit, Sheldon. Thank you. Thanks, Sheldon. That fucking what a quote. Like, just fucking unbelievable, man. Like,
What? Yeah, what?
like,
You want?
Least late night podcast shouted to them. Imagine losing with 4 goals and 47 shots. Like, Jones is not it. Goaltending's not happening anymore. No, defense is fucking. He's back. So David Alter tweeted, Sheldon Keefe asked what he can take away from this game. 0 points is what Sheldon takes away from this game, man. 0 like fucking points. Congratulations, Keefe. Good job, man. You're so fucking observant. Like, dude, like has he just lost the room that bad? Like,
I've been saying this for a year already.
man, like we were saying it right after the Calgary game. I still thought the same thing. It's like, man, the video coaches won you that fucking game. It wasn't Sheldon who caught that. It was a video coach. Yeah, he has to listen to him. And if you are going to hire all these guys, you're going to hire the best guys. You are going to trust the guys that you fucking hire to do that job. That is their job. So, like, sure, Sheldon Keefe is 17 of the last 18 challenges correct or whatever it is. It's not a reason to keep him at this point. Is it going to change everything? No, but it's a different fucking voice in the room. Right? Like, it has to change something. A different voice saying something. Who is your number one guy?
Like from tonight's game?
No, I mean like the
like or who's gonna replace Keefe?
Yeah.
I've given up on that, man, because like I've seen so many. It's gone either way too many times. Like you can bring in a championship caliber coach like you did with Mike Babcock, and what happened? Or like I was saying last night, you bring in Rick Tocchet, who was a fucking Sportsnet fucking where was he before this? TNT or some shit?
Yeah. Yeah, he was on TNT with Liz.
Yeah, and the Canucks hired him and I was like, what the fuck? And like
Look at that Vancouver team tonight, man. Like that Vancouver.
So, like, I don't know. I don't have a name, right? I don't have a person.
Yeah.
I think an ex-player who was fucking hard-nosed, who beat people up, would be a great answer. But fuck, that was Shanahan, wasn't it?
So I got 3 people I like. I don't know. Choice between it, whatever you want. First one is Berube. I like him. He led the Blues to a championship.
Bennington led the Blues to a championship on fluke, but yeah, I get you.
But he's still the coach, man. Coach has a large part to do with it. Like, I think the whole.
But have you looked at his record previous to that fluky cup win and after the fluky cup win?
Yeah. Look at Paul Maurice, man. Look at Paul Maurice with the Panthers.
Fight club in a bedroom going on right now. I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know if you can hear it.
No.
Show must go on then.
Tommy. Shout it to Tommy right now, because me and him had a discussion on it. Like, Berube and what did I have? I forget the conversation I did have with him. But I don't know, man. So my 3 or my second one, Gerard Gallant. I like Gerard Gallant. I don't know. He's someone that can maybe come in and, spark the team, get this team going, whatever you need in this team to get going. My third one is kind of off the board. I mentioned him last night, but he was a beloved Leaf. Loved him. Maybe bring him in as a GM. Doug Gilmour.
Oh, yes, you said that.
He's currently a GM. He's in Kingston. With Dougie, man, Dougie might try and convince Shane Wright maybe to come in. Imagine a Shane Wright reclamation project. Add to this team.
Yeah.
And a guy that's nickname is Killer is going to have that team playing tough.
I guess my number one pick would be
still like. Who's your number one?
Yeah, sorry I cut you off there. You should continue first.
No, I was just gonna say, who's your number one pick?
Torts.
I would like Torts. It's too bad he is in Philly.
Yeah, he's already somewhere, so we can't steal him. Yeah. But that would be my number one dream pick. But who's available? Like, I was talking to somebody yesterday about it, and people grill, like I was saying, people grill Subban because you didn't win any cups, so you don't know what you're talking about. So stop tweeting about the Leafs. But then Wayne Gretzky went and coached Arizona and did fucking absolute whale shit, right? Oh, another guest. Hello? What?
Back.
I'm sure I got 30 seconds before someone else is crying.
Maybe. So, what are we thinking? Second period.
Well, the second period's kind of where it all came together for us. Was we came back. We almost came ahead too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember for a brief second there was a goal, and then I blinked, and then I was told Bertuzzi kicked it in.
So, there's a couple of things I had on here. So, Nylander busting his slump, having getting a pair of goals, great, right? One thing I had on here, though, JT. And JT needs to start playing more toughness, more scrums. Lead by example. Stick up for each other. It starts with being a captain.
Yeah, but this is the problem I have with that, right? Especially as someone who has to like hire people sometimes. Like I was doing a move and I got someone to come be a laborer and they said they could help me move a fridge. And then when they got to the site, right? We went to move the fridge and I ended up moving this fridge by myself because he realized, holy crap, I can't move a fridge. And then, later on we sat down and he told me, like, I'm really going to work on getting stronger and I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And I said, it's not going to happen again. I'm never going to call you for another job, because if by 30 years old you're not able to move a fridge and you didn't know you can't, you're not going to wake up tomorrow able to move a fridge.
Mm-hmm.
JT is what, 33, 34 now? If he isn't a guy who's going to jump into a scrum, he never will be.
These guys are what they are, 100%.
So if he's not going to do it, take away his captaincy, put him on the third line as a fucking plug, because that's what he's becoming, even though he's getting a point a game. You can get a point. You can do fuck all and then have one lucky break during every game, get 1 point every game, and still be dog shit.
Uh-huh.
So let's put him on the third line. Give the C to someone who deserves it, Morgan Riley, who's always jumping into the scrums, Morgan Riley.
That's my guy, too. Because, man, I saw Matthews in the scrum, too, because I put that on here. Matthews in the middle of a scrum doing nothing. Mo comes in. Mo comes right in, right off of that, right? Like,
it's like there's two types of people, right?
Yeah.
Like if someone's faced with confrontation, are they someone who drops their hands and they're like, "Whoa, no, I don't want anything." No, or are they someone who puts their hands up and they're ready to go? If you don't have that instinct, it cannot be instilled into you if you're in your 30s.
Man, it's just, to me, it really, really seems like these guys don't hate to lose. And
why would they hate to lose? Because the next day practice is canceled and their Instagram followers still go up by 10,000 because they're in Toronto.
It's a Toronto Yacht Club, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second period was good because we came back. But by the time the third happened, we realized we were just a one-period team. And the penalty kills, the power plays, like when we're on a power play, we're basically, like I texted you, just a penalty kill extra man.
My thing too, man, like watching that, people are gonna know all the time, man. Like, you guys, they're fucking chicken shit.
Yeah, and it's already spread across the league. People know it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got your players who will stand up for each other, and yeah, on occasion we even see some of the stars do it for a split second, but then everyone's like, "Oh my god, you can tell there's a change in the atmosphere in the room. They're acting like brothers. I love to see it." And then the next game you see them doing fuck all.
And that's what's sad, man. Like, you watch it and you see glimpses of it and you're like, fuck yes, this is what we want. We want to see you guys stick up for each other like that. This is what we want to see. But no, like, the next game it's just gone, and it's in certain some of the guys, but like now, like, who are we going to play tomorrow? Jones is looking tired because we fucking keep playing him.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to throw Sammy in against Seattle, who I think I saw they were points in their last 9 games, or like 9 games in a row they won, I think, up until that Edmonton game when Edmonton beat them.
Yeah. It's going to be, it'll likely be Sammy.
what? Well, and then what tomorrow? What Sammy are we going to get? Or what team are we going to get defending? And what team are we going to get on the back-to-backs? Because those seem to be pretty cursed of losing both games lately on back-to-backs.
What do you think the chances of us not making the playoffs?
They're looking up and up, man. And like Elliot Friedman's quote saying, like, this team might not go all in and might not be buyers at the deadline. And you know what? Like, I don't think it might be the year to do it, man.
I already didn't think it was the year. I didn't have high hopes, but the hopes aren't getting higher, that's for sure.
I definitely at the beginning of the year drank the Kool-Aid of, okay, yeah, this team is tougher.
Well, it looked tougher on paper because we had Ryan Reeves. We didn't know we had Ryan Reeves straight into the nursing home, though.
Yep. Speaking
I
of that,
thought he had at least a couple more seasons of punching people's faces in and doing nothing but no, this year he decided he wanted to.
I think he turned 37 today. I think he turned 37 years old today, or 36 years old today.
I think it's 37.
Like, I just, man, I look at the way Talkett came in and changed the team, and it's like, you hand the guy the keys to a Ferrari who knows how to drive a Ferrari, he's gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
Keith, you've handed him what? Matthews is, you could, he's an elite talent. At least at ball random. I was going to say generational player, maybe not. Generational goal scorer, 100%. You get a guy when Mitch is on his game, pretty much a 100-point player, hasn't hit the 100-point player, hasn't hit the 100 points, but right around that 90 to 100, between 90 and 99 points usually per year. So you got him. You got William Nylander, who was on an incredible deal. So like, yeah, you got some offense there that can really fucking is supposed to be able to like take over games. And it feels like I said, you give the keys of a Ferrari to someone and he's choosing to drive a fucking Toyota Camry.
Yeah, basically. Not one of the good ones either.
Yeah. Yeah, it sometimes can get you at A and B at times and not break it down, but you know.
A Pontiac Sunfire.
Yeah. But I don't know, like, problem is, what any of these guys that I'm even suggesting come in mid-season, halfway through, it's going to be Guy Boucher taking over as an interim head coach.
Yeah.
Like, do you want that?
Not only that, but like,
I don't remember much as a coach, but apparently at the time when we hired Babcock, apparently it was Guy Boucher who was the other coach we were interviewing too.
Okay.
So like, that's, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was came down to like apparently Guy Boucher and him.
Full circle, here we are again.
Exactly.
Now I'm just wondering, like, the next guy to step up, is he going to address the things that need to be addressed? Like, let's look at things like TJ Brody is dog shit.
Hold the core accountable.
Is there going to be a change in how the core is treated. Is there going to be a change in the defensive structure? Is there going to be a change in how they run the goaltending? Is there going to be a change in how they fucking juggle lines? Like, remember when they used to put the same 3 guys together, and if they weren't good, they would put them together until they were good?
Or he would try and change something up and only try it for 2 shifts and then go back to Marner Matthews.
It's like anything, man. I remember when chemistry was a thing.
Rotate said player with with Mitch and Austin bunting. It's a problem with these guys taking all the money, though, man. Like, they can't retain guys like Bunting.
Nope. And it's just going to keep happening for the next 8 years at least.
The thing is, like, the thing where it is too, though, man. Like, I'm still at the belief, though, if you are going to overpay someone, overpay a superstar, right? It's those guys on the 3rd and 4th lines that you shouldn't overpay.
I don't think. This is one of those times I really, really, really agree with Brad Marchand. You shouldn't overpay anybody. If you want a championship caliber team that comes back year after year after year after year, then competes. If you want to build a dynasty, you need those top guys being like, I'm going to take less money for the team.
Everyone has to buy into a system.
You need those Nathan McKinnons, right? Nathan McKinnon got paid when he won a cup.
Yeah, and like, and it just sucks because it is always Boston, but man, like, I am jealous of their culture. Every player that goes through that organization becomes a Bruin. You do not fuck with the Bruins. Someone goes after someone on your team, you're getting jumped by the 4 other guys on the ice. Someone touches the goalie, you have 5 guys trying to fucking get that guy.
And it helps the fact that most of them have been together so long that it's like a family, right? With the Leafs, it's 4 guys that have been together for 7 years that care more about how many likes they got on their Instagram than how many fucking hits they got last game.
Like, more worry about the next paycheck and getting paid and like, we all. Like,
if you make $11 million a year, you should never have to worry when your next paycheck's coming in.
Mm-hmm. And now we're looking at that, like, it's so obvious they committed to this core, man. It's like Matthews and Nylander is the ones they committed to. They can't. There's no way they can sign Mitch. I try to wrap my head around any way possible, but it's like, are you gonna give Mitch $13 million? Because he's gonna want money, or is he gonna want more? Are you gonna pay Mitch become probably the 2nd highest paid player in the NHL?
And for what?
For a guy that has not hit 100 points.
It doesn't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Sure, man. It does matter. But let's look at the playoffs, man. He can't even hit 10 points.
Like, when you look at, why does no one ever looked at McDavid and was like, yeah, he's like an overpaid player? Because
if you looked at,
he produces.
That's what I was going to say. If you looked at his production,
the best player in the league should be the highest paid person in the league, and I'll agree with that all day. And he is. He's miles better than everyone. I would say Nathan McKinnon is the 2nd best. I think that's not even almost that close.
I'd almost say Nathan McKinnon's better all around.
Oh, then McDavid? I don't know, man.
McDavid's a better goal scorer. But I think that McKinnon's got the ability to lead a team better.
I agree. On that, he is probably a better leader. I from what I can see on it, it seems like, you know, McKinnon was on a mission that year. They won that cup. Like, remember all the jokes of like, oh, I only eat chickpea salads and all
Yeah.
that. That was all that year.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was on a
yeah. When he
mission, man.
was,
Yeah, you don't think because he's good buddies with Crosby, right?
they're like besties. Yeah,
They both grew up in Cole Harbor. Like,
yeah.
what's the chances of that? And they train together. You don't think that fucking Crosby goes, yeah, I've got a cup, and that's the bragging thing. I got that cup. I got the cup. He was on a mission that year, man. He was gonna get that cup.
False alarm.
False alarm.
But yeah, and you kind of see with everything he does, even like in games, the guy's constantly on a mission.
Hmm. Here's the scrum here. I'll show it. I think I can. Hopefully it doesn't get us in shit, but whatever. Like, look, like, good for GT finally getting in the scrum there with Myers, right? Like, but
Matthews just has his arm around somebody. Even Marner's in there. Was that Marner?
it was Matthews and Yarncrook and yeah, Marner. He's in a little bit, man, but like, I don't know. You actually know what? I'm seeing Marner kind of be a little bit more like that lately.
Yeah, like when Matthews got that cross check.
Yeah, Matthews still needs it though, man. I really think Matthews.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't think he's that kind of person. Like he's big.
No, he's not. I know.
He's big. He looks tough, but I feel like if you ran into him in a bar, he'd be the kind of guy to just avoid eye contact.
But man, I think it's because he was brought into the freaking culture where they didn't do that, man. Like, keep going back to the.
I think they're starting to make. They're raising every hockey player to be like that.
I don't know.
Like it's the new generation.
They are. You guys, because we got to start showing players how to take a hit again, because some of them don't know how.
They don't even have checking clinics anymore. When I was a kid, they had checking clinics. You would go learn how to hit. That doesn't exist anymore.
Oh man, we were even taught like all that. We were taught how to use the glass if someone's coming in on you. Too.
Yeah, checking clinics, they taught you how to do everything, man. Where to stand, how to brace yourself.
Like, definitely had some. I had a couple bad ones when I was a kid, like growing up. Like hits where like I got hit from behind, and yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, I didn't get hit too much, but the couple of times I did, it sucked. I got hit. I took one crash into the net where the post hit me right in the back of the neck, and that sucked.
Well, I was small. I'm small, man. Like I'm tiny. Like I'm 5'6".
Okay, yeah.
Now, so like I was a small kid even, and like I used to just like, of course, growing up as a kid too, they see the smaller guy and they're like, oh, I'm gonna play on defense. I'm gonna crunch that fucking guy.
Yeah.
Or there was times I would try and hit people that are way bigger than me, and I just fucking flatten myself pretty much. Because I go to hit a guy that had like. I go to hit a kid who had like probably at least 25 pounds on me. You go to do that. That's, you know.
It doesn't work usually.
No, not usually.
Unless you really know how to lay a hit.
Yeah. So we got this going. We got one thing. I want to do one thing. Pretty much wrap this pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
Now that
hard thing.
everyone's asleep and no one's coming in here to tell me anything, we're gonna wrap it up.
So we got to play this, though. It's going to be a hard decision, but let's go. Let's see who player of the game is.
Player of the game.
You go first.
I were to choose one, I would say William Nylander. William Nylander getting 2 goals, you know. Plus, it wasn't even really a slump. Like it was a bad timing. The slump that happened with him after he signed the big contract and like.
Yeah, I don't really think he was like, "Oh, I'm going to sign that contract and not score for 4 games." I think it was just like a fluke, but it just sucked.
It's at a shitty time. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Willie my player of the game tonight.
Okay, Willie, nice. Joseph Wall.
Joseph Wall, eh?
Now mine was Willie too, so I had to pick something.
So
As soon as Willie he got what, 2 goals, and did he get any assists?
let me check here. Quick box scores. Scoreboard. Mm-hmm. Wanna go. So 6-4 win. First goal was Hoglander. Hoglander got the second goal. Garland. Got William Nylander. We got Jake McCabe. We got William Nylander again. Connor Garland with 2 goals. And then we had Marner. So yeah, we had Willie got 2 goals.
Who assisted on the Mariner goal?
It was unassisted. It was shorthanded.
Oh yes, that's right.
And you got Morgan Riley who assisted on Willie's second. Morgan Riley assisted on both Willie's goals actually, and then Brody got an assist as well.
Oh, it's good to see Brody did something tonight.
Yeah. So, like the penalties at the end, I don't fucking whatever. Like there's one questionable one I did have. How wasn't the cross checker this high stick to
Bertuzzi?
Yeah, that's the one. Bertuzzi.
Well,
how was that missed?
Well, like I think they get paid per miss. Like if you miss a call, I think there's a bonus at the end of the year.
Only if it's against the Leafs, though, right?
Yeah, it's got to be against the Leafs.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, it's like the Leafs missed call bonus. It's like Christmas only. It's like the NHL front office's version of Christmas.
True. Okay, so I think that we're gonna wrap it up. I think was
wrap it before you tap it.
I think we should do this again. That's for sure.
Yes.
Not tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be a bit of a late one. Tomorrow night's game doesn't start till 9:00.
Yeah, for you guys.
Yeah, 10:00 for you. Yeah, those 11:30 games must be brutal out east.
Yeah, we kind of feel like those Scottish people.
Yeah, no doubt. right. Let me look up here. When's the next game? We probably could do this.
Also, Cedric wants to know the next time the Leafs play the Habs. He really wants to come on.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He's asked twice in 2 days. Last night he's like, "Are you doing your podcast tonight?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Is this the one that I'm gonna be on?" No, not yet.
Let's do Wednesday. Wednesday's game.
Wednesday night.
I don't work Thursday, so that works even better. Wednesday's game.
I do work, but I don't care.
And then live reaction. I know you don't sleep.
No. I went to bed at 4:30 this morning and I got up at 5:30.
Yeah, like that's bizarre to me. But anyway, yeah. Well, I guess that's probably why. Large reason why. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Don't forget, we'll add this to Spotify. I'll add this to a video. We'll edit out some stuff. But yeah, thanks for coming out, checking us out, giving us a chance. If you are on Twitter watching, you can interact on there. It does work. You can type, which is kind of cool. Let's get some chat going. All right, everyone.
Yeah.
Peace.
Thank you for watching.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
Like,
Need to shine brighter than all of the
subscribe.
game time. Seconds away in the
Check us out on our social medias.
mind. Beating the buzzer like this is my time. This is my moment.
We are now on Spotify and Apple Podcast.
I'ma own it. Let this